All right, welcome back to the Fruit Snacks Podcast. This is your host, Emily Wardrop. Thanks so much for listening. We are talking about grace today. So, basically, in the same vein as last week, I am here to spread hope. Hope, cheer, joy. It's Christmas every day at the Fruit Snacks Podcast. Because let's be real, Mama. How much of those good feelings do you feel during the day? We are moms of kiddos that have type 1 diabetes, and that's very stressful. It's very scary. It's very sad. And we're going to feel all the emotions, and it's a roller coaster. It's the real deal. And we don't have to feel scared, stressed, and sad all the time. We can feel those feelings, not resist them, and intentionally feel some other things like joy and peace and happiness. And the way we do that, my friends, is through grace. So I just did a quick Google search of the definition of grace, and I was like, oh, none of these are what I'm talking about. So let me tell you my definition. What I'm talking about is that, Mama, you are way too hard on yourself. Is that true? Does that resonate? Are you too hard on yourself? Um, I'm just gonna bet that you are. Maybe not that many ways, but at least a few ways too hard on yourself. Okay. And so my definition of grace is to cut yourself some slack. Ease up, chill out, let yourself off the hook. What is this hook that we're so afraid to let ourselves off of exactly? You are off the hook, Mama. You are amazing. Let yourself off the hook. You're off the hook. Okay. Why are we so afraid to cut ourselves some slack? If we have too much slack, then we're going to become slackers. What are we afraid of? In our case, our T1D mom case, I know what we're afraid of. Our kid's going to die because we're such a big slacker. Okay, we could slack before as a mom, but now we really have to pull it together. Keep our shits together to keep our kids alive, right? I'm telling you, I am telling you, the opposite is true. The more grace you give yourself, the more off the hook you are, and believe it and let yourself cut yourself some slack, the less tied down you're going to be to these crazy, stressful, unmet expectations. So the thing that is stressing you out is your huge list of expectations that is completely weighing you down. So for me, grace is to let go. We talked about letting go of control recently. Let's let go of expectations of ourselves now. I'm serious. We're getting into like, what are you talking about territory? I'm I'm not messing around here. The way to peace is to lift the load off of your back. Let's talk about these expectations. This is a funny thing because if you sign up for any of my coaching packages, especially the Believe You Are a Good Mom coaching package, the first exercise I have you do is to literally write out all the expectations you have of yourself. In that case, the expectations you have of yourself in order to let yourself believe that you are a good mom. I cannot even with these lists. Like the things that we expect of ourselves, to even just let ourselves call ourselves a good mom, it's 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 what's weighing you down. It's what's stressing you out. Okay. It's not the diabetes. It's all the expectations you've put on yourself in regards to the diabetes. I'm telling you. So let yourself off the hook. No, you don't have to. And let me tell you something. Even if your big, huge, long list is what I always call it, is not that huge or long, maybe you have one thing. Like, let's narrow that list down to one, maybe three, because, one. I don't know. So, what is a good mom? What qualifies you as a good mom? A good T1D mom, even. Like, what's the basic function of a mom? Why why do you exist? What qualifies you as doing a good job? Perhaps the purpose of a mother is to keep their child alive. That's where we go as T1D moms. We're like, okay, fine. at the bottom most basic line, at least we keep them alive. And that, my friend, is stressing us out to the max. Just that. So even before T1D came along, a mom's job is to keep their kids alive, right? How stressed does that make us when we're at the playground and our toddler is trying to learn how to climb up on the playground? We're this big ball of anxiety watching them learn their their bodily skills to not die, right? Or learning to ride a bike, or going off to school by themselves, or any number of everything they do, just roughhousing around the house. Like, we're a big ball of anxiety because our number one job is to keep them alive. And they apparently do not have that part of their brain developed yet. And they think that they're invincible and that they can do all these crazy things and play on the monkey bars and fall off the monkey bars and all the things, right? So multiply that by 1,000 when your kid gets diabetes and the weight of keeping them alive is the real deal on you all the time, right? So, yeah. So these expectations, like literally there could just be one, and just within that one expectation is a lot of heaviness, a lot of weight, a lot of stress, right? So grace, my friend, is to cut yourself some slack. Okay. You're not going to do any of this perfectly. That's what grace is. It's the fill in between our humanness and perfection, right? So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Whatever you're feeling, however you're thinking, whatever you're doing, however you're, according to yourself, falling short, it's okay. Give yourself some grace, right? So the definition, according to the Googles, right, that was closest to what I was thinking, is in the family of favor or benevolence. So give yourself a favor. Have some benevolence for yourself, right? So it says, in Christianity, free and unmerited favor of God shown to man. So basically, grace is, by the atonement of Jesus Christ, we don't even have to merit it. It's just freely given. Jesus gives us grace, which means we fall short, and he's like, it's okay. Because of me and what I did for you, it's okay. So let's give us some of that grace. So if you don't believe that it's okay that you're falling short, you don't have to believe that, because you're right. It's not okay. You're not perfect. That's terrible. But through Christ, it is okay. Okay. So if that helps you cut yourself some slack, then look at it that way. Okay. So if we're on this hook, right? Just picture those poor little fishies that got caught by a fish hook. They don't look so happy. They don't look so alive, right? Let yourself off the hook. I promise you, it's this crazy counterintuitive thing that happens, that if you cut yourself some slack, then you actually have a lot more breathing room to just relax and be who you want to be who you truly are. You are good. You are a good mom. You are even a good T1D mom. The pressure is what's causing you to freak out and crumble under the pressure, right? So let's just get rid of the pressure and then see who you would be without all that stress, right? We're not gonna not take care of our kids. We're actually gonna do a much better job when we give ourselves some grace. So you do not need to be so hard on yourself. It's time. It's time, Mama, to give yourself some grace. Breathe. Accept the grace from God. He forgives you. You need to forgive yourself, because the pressure that it causes when you're not forgiving yourself and giving yourself some grace is causing even more problems. Okay. So let's look at this huge long list of expectations, make it a little more realistic. And then, even if it was too hard to narrow it down to one, we've got 3. Let's get those 3 down to 1, down to what? Wait, hold on. Now you've really done it. None. No expectations for ourselves. What the heck? What does that even look like? What does that even mean? Okay, now we're really in crazy town. So, okay, fine. You can keep 1 to 3 expectations, but I'm telling you, you do not have to meet them perfectly. Okay. So it's fine to have expectations. It's fine to, want to be a good mom. It's fine to think that your job is to, feed your kids, right? We're going to keep them alive. What does that mean? Maybe we feed them, right? Okay, hold on. That doesn't just mean feed them. It means feed them healthy and blah, blah, blah. And now all the drama's coming back in, right? All the expectations of that one thing turns into a million different little things of like, what does that mean exactly? Just to feed them, how often, what kind of foods, blah, 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 blah. Even more pressure with the diabetes, right? So ease up on yourself, mama. You're doing a great job. We've got to get conscious of all the self-deprecating thoughts we think to ourselves all day long. And you know where they come from? This list of expectations. So if you weren't beating yourself up with this list of expectations, then you would see what an amazing job you're doing. You are doing an amazing job. And there is no mommy report card, not even the A1C score. Not even what the Dexcom tells you where the blood sugar level's at. That is not an indication of your failure or success as a mom. You are good. You are doing a great job taking care of your babies. Even your diabetic babies. Okay. And when you believe that, I promise you show up better. So we've got to get the thought feeling combination dialed in order to get the action. So you're white knuckling it to do the things that are going to qualify you as a good mom. And I'm telling you the opposite is how it works, is that when you believe that you are good, then you feel more relaxed and you feel more capable and you feel more confident and you feel more connected and all the things we want to feel more of. Then you show up that way and the actions are just aligned. Okay. So give yourself some grace, mama. Just take a deep breath full of grace. Every time you're feeling a little too stressed out about things, just picture that fish on the hook and let yourself off the hook, because you are off the hook. So be off the hook. Give yourself some grace. Cut yourself some slack. I haven't said it enough times. Should keep rambling on. I'm out of notes. So that's basically the message. If it resonates, but you're like, Emily, now you're really asking too much. Well, that's what I'm here for, to be in your back pocket. I'm your mental and emotional help while you're managing your child's diabetes. And so if you would like a little more hand-holding one-on-one help with these things, I'm available. I even do free coaching sessions. So hit me up at dropthewar.com/appointments. We'll find a time that works in both of our crazy schedules. And we can start applying this stuff to you. It's very theoretical on the podcast. It gets very real and helpful for coaching, where the rubber meets the road. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so give yourself some free and unmerited favor. Cut yourself some slack. Give yourself some grace. You don't have to earn it. You just get it. God just gives it to you freely. So accept it. You don't even have to give it to yourself. You can just accept it from him. All right. Talk to you again next time. Thanks for listening. Bye.